as I'm sure all of you know, the Senate voted on Tuesday on the For the People Act, or at least on whether there should be a debate about the For the People Act. All 50 Democrats voted to proceed with the debate, including Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia. All of the Republicans voted to block debate. All 50 of them said, we're not even going to talk about it. Now, what you might not understand is that was a victory. That was the plan. That was the reason to have the vote, was for that exact outcome. So I'm not sure this message has got through. So let me say that again. That was the plan. That was a victory. We are closer today to winning passage of the For the People Act for what happened on Tuesday than we were on Monday. Okay, so what exactly is this plan and where do we go from now? The point of the vote was to bring the Democrats together, and it was really crucial that Senator Manchin voted to proceed with the debate. And simultaneously, it was to illustrate that the Republicans are not going to agree even to let debate proceed. There are not 10 Republicans who are going to agree to any voting reform. In fact, I think if there's a bill that's called voting reform and has the word "the" in it, and that's the whole bill, there aren't 10 Republicans for that. The vote on Tuesday was part of the process of illustrating that. Where we go from here, well, this was not the decision point. We're going to reach the decision point, hopefully, at the end of July or beginning of August. So right now, today, we had a demonstration in Washington, D.C. There are busloads of freedom riders coming into D.C. for this Saturday, Black Voters Matter freedom rides, arriving to keep the pressure going. When members of Congress go back home, they're going to be greeted by protesters and rallies and joining events and press conferences. And the 2 weeks that they're home, all across the country, with operations that are being organized by our huge coalition and many allies and us. When they come back to Washington, D.C. at the end of July, that's where the rubber is going to hit the road. The pressure is going to get really intense. We're going to mobilize people here in Washington, D.C. We're going to bring people in to Washington, D.C., not directed, by the way, at targeting Joe Manchin, but it's showing the popular intensity around this issue, the demand to win democracy reform, and elevating the moral moment that we're facing. And then we're going to find a way to win this thing, working around, reforming, whatever, the filibuster. We're going to get the 50 votes we need, plus Kamala Harris, the vice president, is 51, to win passage of the bill, working around the filibuster and sending it to President Biden to sign into law. That is going to happen. That is going to happen. And it really has to happen because, as Representative Jones was saying, our country's at a crossroads right now. Our country's really at a crossroads. And it's really clear what the two paths look like. One path is deepening racism, flirting with fascism, and entrenching oligarchic rule. And the other path is deepening our democracy, bringing people in, and making the government work for all of us. I am not exaggerating when I say we're at a crossroads, and the threat is as severe as I say. Well, you know this. Just think about all the naked, racist voter suppression going on around the country. What in the world does it mean if Georgia is making it illegal to hand out water to people who are waiting in line to vote, waiting in long lines that the legislature is basically forcing to occur? What does it mean when we're seeing the most partisan and extreme gerrymandering designed to rig elections? What does it mean when we have more big money dominance of elections than we have seen at any time in our recent history? With, for example, just 100 people contributing 70% of all super PAC contributions. 100 people, 100 individuals, 70% of all the super PAC money. That's the kind of thing we used to laugh about, what we call banana republics, but it's what's happening right now here in the United States of America. So we have a choice to let that all spin out of control. And we know, what is it going to look like? Well, we had our foreshadowing on January 6th. But that's one option. And the other option is for us all to work together and get across the finish line for a transformative democracy reform that brings people in and makes the country work the way it's supposed to work. But that's, of course, that's not a choice. There's only one thing to do. And together, I'm 100% confident we are going to do that. Together, we are going to do that. We've come a long way, and we're now nearing the finish line, and we're going to get there.